How y'all doing? This is Preacherman R&B, and this is another episode of Retro TV 91, and this time I'm reviewing Gotham Season 3, Episode 6. And what happens on this week's episode, the Mad Hatter is testing Jim Gordon, and at first the Mad Hatter kidnaps this newly married couple and a little boy. Well, the Mad Hatter takes them to this interpass, and then he hypnotizes a guy that's in all white to tell Jim Gordon to come to this interpass. So Jim comes, and the phone rings, so Jim answers it. And the Mad Hatter tells him he has a choice. He can either save the newly married couple before they jump to their death, or he can save the little boy before he gets hit by a truck. So he says he got like maybe 10 seconds, and the clock starts, and Jim decides to save the little boy, but he didn't have time to save the married couple, and they fall to their death. Well, after this, Captain Barnes and the JCPD come and try to find out what's happening, and the little boy tells them that Jim Gordon saved him. And Sergeant Barnes tries to find Jim, and then he finds out that Jim is being courted by the Mad Hatter, and they try to find the Mad Hatter. Well, while this is happening, Jim goes to this abandoned building where the Mad Hatter's been studying Jim's life, and he calls Jim, and then he tells him to look for what's it called? So microphone is one of the things you look up at the space with, a kaleidoscope or something like that. Can't remember what it's called, but anyway, he tells him to look through that, and the Mad Hatter's there, and he shows that the Mad Hatter just kidnapped Valerie Dale, and then he tells him that he'll have to make a choice. And after this, Jim Gordon goes to the precinct and finds out that Mad Hatter kidnapped Lee Thompson as well, and they take him to Lee Thompson's house and locks him up, and they try to get away, and Valerie Dale's trying to get the story about Alice's blood, and Lee's not giving it to her. And Mad Hatter takes him to the kitchen, and Jim Gordon shows up, and Mad Hatter makes him choose between Valerie and Lee Tompkins, and he chooses to kill Lee Tompkins, but Mad Hatter kills Valerie instead, or tries to kill Valerie. But I think Jim did this because he knew that Lee was a doctor, and there would be a better chance of Valerie surviving the Lee, because then they wouldn't know what to do if Lee got shot. So that's what I'm thinking happened. And after this, Lee Thompson's fiance starts surgery on Valerie Dale, and that's all that happens with Jim Gordon. Now, what's happening with Penguin and the regular Penguin's doing some stuff that I'm not talking about because it's not appropriate, and I'm not touching on that. But anyway, he tries to tell the Riddler this, and then at the end of the episode, a woman that looks just like Mrs. Kringle talks to the Riddler, and they start talking. Well, what else is happening is that Captain Barnes is getting stronger. He gets super strength from the blood from Alice. And that's all that really happened on this week's episode. My question for y'all is, now that the Mad Hatter has escaped, what do you think it's going to take for Jim Gordon and the GCPD to find the Mad Hatter and arrest him? As always, this Preacherman will be signing out. Guys, good. Is awesome. This has been another episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.